more things change, the more they stay the same. Boundaries shift, new players step in, but power always finds a place to rest its head. We fought and bled alongside the Russians. We should have known they'd hate us for it. History is written by the victor, and here I am thinking we'd won. But you bring down one enemy and they find someone even worse to replace him. Locations change, the rationale, the objective. Yesterday's enemies are today's recruits. Train them to fight alongside you, and pray they don't eventually decide to hate you for it too. Same shit, different day. You know what I'm looking for, Sergeant Foley. Keep your eyes open.
Got a new batch hitting the pit today, sir. I'll send you the best I find. Welcome to Pull the Trigger 101. Private Allen here is going to do a quick weapons demonstration to show you locals how it's done. No offense, but I see a lot of you guys firing from the hip and spraying bullets all over the range. You don't end up hitting the damn thing and it makes you look like an ass. Private Allen, show them what I'm talking about. Grab that weapon off the table and fire at the targets behind you. Turn around and fire at the targets. You see what I mean? He sprayed bullets all over the damn place. You've got to pick your targets by aiming deliberately down your sights from a stable stance. Private Allen, show our friends here how the Rangers take down a target. Crouch first, then aim down your sight at the target. That's all there is to it. You want your targets to go down, you gotta aim down your sights. Now, if your target is behind light cover, remember that certain weapons can penetrate and hit your target. The private here will demonstrate. Last but not least, you need to know how to toss a frag grenade. Private Allen, pick up some frag grenades from the table. Toss the grenade down the range to take out several targets at once. Note that frags tend to roll on sloped surfaces, so think twice before tossing one uphill. All right. Thanks for the help, Private Allen. Now get over to the pit. General Shepard wants to see you run the course. All right. Who wants to go first? Show me what you've learned so far.
Get that stuff from your mom?
Hey, Private. Welcome back to the pit. Heard General Shepard wants to pull a shooter from our unit for some special op. Anyway, he's up there in observation. All right, try switching to your rifle. Good, now switch to your sidearm again. You see how fast that was? Remember, switching to your pistol's always faster than reloading. Well, smile for the cameras and don't miss. Shepard's gonna be watching. Best shooter gets to join the Prima Donna squad, if that's your thing. Okay, head on in. Timer starts as soon as the first target. Go! Okay, now that was nice. Run like a true professional. Okay, head upstairs and regroup with your team where you can go back in and run the course.
All 100 units, get to your victors. We're headed out.
We've lost contact!
Everyone get to your vehicles. We're moving out.
Actual.
are the most powerful military force in the history of man. Every fight is our fight. Because what happens over here matters over there. We don't get to sit one out. Learning to use the tools of modern warfare is the difference between the prospering of your people and utter destruction. We can't give you freedom, but we can give you the know-how to acquire it. And that, my friends, is worth more than a whole army base of steel. Sure, it matters who's got the biggest stick, but it matters a hell of a lot more who's swinging it. This is a time for heroes, a time for legends. History is written by the victors. Let's get to work.
Get up, Private Allen! Rangers lead the way! Move!
Keep up the pressure on those RPGs. If that bridge layer gets hit, we're swimming water. Allen, switch to the M203.
Warlord, this is Hunter 2-1, requesting air strike to Bridge 252-171. Target is a white 12-story apartment building. Over.
Drop some rounds and we'll cross the river.
Hunter 2-1, this is Warlord. Solid copy. I have Devil 1-1, flight of 2, F-15s online, stand by for relay. Hunter 2-1, this is Devil 1-1, flight of 2 F-15s, time on station 15 mics, holding at 3 Sierra Northwest, holding area knife, carrying 2 JDAMs and 2 harms, over. Standing by.
Devil 1-1, target is a white 12-story apartment building at Bridge 252-171. I need you to level that building. How copy, over?
On the bridge, 10 o'clock high. Multiple targets, take them out!
Solid copy, Hunter 2-1. Rolling in now. Target acquired.
Up on the bridge! Far side!
They're retreating, keep hitting them.
Which one is it? Is it the one on the left or the right? The one on the left. Hey, isn't this danger close for the task force? Come on, since when does Shepard care about danger close?
Copy, Hunter 2. All Hunter 2 victors, keep an eye out for civvies. We're not clear to engage unless they fire first. Scan the rooftops for hostiles. Stay frosty.
You see anything? I got nothing, dude. This place is dead.
Overlord, Hunter 2-1. We're passing Tunnel Harvey. Cross Street Elizabeth. Roger that, Hunter 2-1. Proceed with caution.
All right, stay frosty, you guys. This is the Wild West. Watch those alleys.
3-foot mobiles. Balcony, 12 o'clock. Probable militia. Are they armed? Negative. They're just watching us.
I bet they're scouting us. Well, they'll move and shoot.
Can you see him? Can you see him?
I don't see Jack!
All
What are you shooting at?
This is
Nothing
Hunter
there.
4.
Ceasefire.
Prepare to engage.
Engage. We're
taking
going
sniper
in.
fire
This
from
is
multiple
it.
directions.
Speed him up!
stairs.
Get the hell away from those windows and secure the top floor! Move! Move! Get a flashbang in there! Target acquired! Hunter 2-1 to Hunter 2-3. I have eyes on the school. Over. Squad, on me. Let's go.
2-1, we are combat ineffective here! We're taking heavy fire from the school! Can you assist? Over!
Keep it together, 2-3. We're on the way. 2-1 out.
Yo, watch it! Classroom on the right!
Hunter 2-3. Hunter 2-1. We're in the school. Heavy resistance.
Copy that, Hunter 2-1.
Keep moving. We need to take the heat off of Hunter 2-3.
Hunter 2-1, this is Hunter 2-3. Thanks for the assist. We're leaving on Hunter 3's Humvee. Over.
Roger that, 2-3.
Yeah, I'm cutting through history class now.
I think I saw one running in that classroom.
Clear! Two coming out!
Hunter 2-1 actual to Overlord.
Hunter 2-1 actual, this is Overlord. Send traffic.
The school is secure and hostiles are withdrawing from the area. We're just mopping up now.
Solid copy, Hunter 2-1 actual. Proceed with caution to the rally point. EPWs may still be in the area. Over.
Roger that, Overlord. Thanks for the tip. Out. To that rally point! Hey, get a runner!
Get the wounded to the shock trauma unit. Use my helicopter. Gentlemen, good work on taking the town. Private Allen, you'll be taking orders from me from now on. I'll brief you on the chopper. Let's go.
Battalion is Oscar Mike!
So how do I look? Like one of the bad guys. Perfect for your undercover assignment.
So Makarov is the prize.
Makarov's no prize. He's a whore, a mad dog killer for the highest bidder. Just remember your new identity. It'll keep you alive. Welcome to the 141. Best hand-picked group of warriors on the planet.
It's an honor, sir. When do I meet the rest of the team?
They're on a mission recovering a downed ACS module behind enemy lines.
Their feet wet?
Imagine they're just about freezing right now.
Brakes Overwatch. Let's go. Stay here and spot me. Wait for my go. Alright, the ice is good. Follow me. Good luck, mate. I'll see you on the far side. Hold on! Don't let go!
Roach, check your heartbeat sensor. You should be able to see me on the scope. That blue dot is me. Any unrecognized contacts will show up as white dots. Roach, these Muppets have no idea we're here. Let's take this nice and slow. You take the one on the left. On three. 1, 2, 3. Nicely done. Same plan. Storm is brewing up. Let's split up. I'll use a thermal scope and provide overwatch from this ridge. Use the cover of the storm to enter the base. You'll be a ghost in this blizzard, so the guards won't see you until you're very close. Keep an eye on your heartbeat sensor. Good luck. Good shot. Hide. You've alerted one of the guards. Hold on. They've only found a body. They don't know where you are. He's mine. Then again, maybe not. There's a truck coming. Stay out of sight. Roach, the fueling station's near the northeast corner of the runway. Hold up. I'm seeing some activity on the runway. Looks like 20-plus foot mobiles headed your way. That's the fueling station. You found it. I'm picking up more radio traffic about the satellite. Stand by. Got it. Sounds like the satellite's in the far hangar. Race you there. Oscar Mike. Hide.
Took a scenic route, eh? Let's go.
Go upstairs and look for the ACS module. Roach, I'm being compromised. Keep a low profile and hold your fire. Roach, go to plan B.
close and hug the wall. We use the MiGs, but cover and cross the tarmac to the southeast. Roach, follow me. Let's go. Head for the MiG. I'll cover you. Let's get the hell out of here!
Kilo 6-1, the primary exfil point is compromised. We're en route to the backup LZ using enemy transport. Meet us there, over! Bravo 6, this is Kilo 6-1. Roger that, out. More tangos to the rear! Just outrun them! Go, go! Don't go down! Keep moving or you're dead! Go, go, go! Come on! Come on! Bravo 6, we're at bingo fuel. What's your status, over? Kilo 6-1, we're taking heavy fire, but we're almost there. Stand by! Pin the throttle, keep going! Head to chopper, let's go! Bravo 6, we have you on visual. Get your ass on board. We're running on fumes here. Okay, they got the ACS. We're out of here.
The rest of Task Force 141 brought in the ACS, Alan. 2 men took down an entire base. I ask much more from you now. Yesterday you were a soldier on the front lines, but today, front lines are history. Uniforms are relics. The war rages everywhere, and there will be casualties. This man, Makarov, is fighting his own war, and he has no rules, no boundaries. He doesn't flinch at torture, human trafficking, or genocide. He's not loyal to a flag or a country or any set of ideals. He trades blood for money. He's your new best friend. You don't want to know what it's cost already to put you next to him. It will cost you a piece of yourself. It will cost nothing compared to everything you'll save.
С нами Бог. Remember, no Russian.
the stairs. Go. Let's go. This way, let's go. Go. Seconds. Go. This way. Let's go. Hallway clear. Hold your fire.
No шевелитесь. Get in. We've sent a strong message with this attack. Knock it off.
That was no message. This is a message.
The Americans thought he could deceive us. When they find out why, all of Russia will cry for war.
The Russians ain't gonna let this massacre go unanswered. It's gonna get bloody.
Too right, mate. Now in the eyes of the world, they're the victims. No one's gonna say a word when the Russians club every American they can reach.
Makarov was one move ahead. Now he's left thousands of bodies at the feet of an American.
We're the only ones who know it was Makarov's up. Our credibility died with Allen. We need proof.
Follow the shell. Alejandro Rojas.
Never heard of him, sir.
You know him as Alex the Red. He supplied the assault.
One bullet to unleash the fury of a whole nation. Which means that
he's our ticket to Makarov.
Ghost, the plates are a match.
Copy. Any sign of Rojas' right-hand man?
Negative. It stopped twice already, no sign of him. Wait, it stopped again. Stand by. Got a positive ID. Whoever these guys are, they're not happy to see him. Ghost, we have a situation here. Get down! Get down! Getting away! Roach, let's go! Let's go! Ghost, a driver's dead. We're on foot. Meet us at the Hotel Rio and cut him off if you can.
Roger, I'm on my way.
You got each in the alley. No lethal takedowns only. We need him alive. Roach, take the shot. Go for his leg. He's down. Roach, this is gonna take some time. Go with Meat and Royce and check out the favela for any signs of Rojas. That's where this guy is headed.
Let's go. Remember, there are civilians in the favela. Watch your fire out there. Me, get these civvies out of here.
Roger that. Este lugar no me seguro! No me stop que puder!
I'm with you! Watch the rooftops! Go! Hey, move! Take a look! Second floor balcony! I have a target! He's after me! Target acquired! Cabaret! I got him! Go away!
Boys, give me a sit rep. Over.
Lots of militia, but no sign of Rojas over here. Over!
Copy that. Keep searching. Let me know if you see him. Out.
Roach, move up! Let's go!
Meet us down! I repeat, meet us down! Roach, we've got Rojas' location. Headed west along the upper levels of the favela.
We'll keep him from doubling back on our side. Keep going and cut him off up top. There's no time for backup. You're gonna have to do this on your own. Good luck. Out.
Roach, this is their territory and they know it well. Keep an eye open for ambush positions and check the corners.
Tô tentando fugir, covarde! Tá morto! Ele foi atingido!
Roach, watch the rooftops! We've had a few close calls with RPGs and machine guns positioned up high. Roach, we're taking heavy fire from the ledge in here, but I'm still tracking Rojas. Got him for building. Roach, you see him? Roger that. He's got me up a chopper and carrying a plate that way. Roach, we're keeping him back. Keep moving to intercept. Go, go!
Não permita que nenhum sobrevivente escape! Inimigos vai na frente! Ele foi atingido! Estou tentando escapar!
Go ahead towards your side of the favela! Roach! Don't let the militia pin you down for too long! Use your flashbang cover! I've sight of him again! Ghost, talk to me! I'm up to it! We're trying to double back through the alley for life! Roger that! Stay on it! I've got a visual on Rojas! He's cutting through the market! Roger that! We'll head to the rooftop and try to cut him off on the right! He's gonna have no choice but to head west! Taking a lot of fire from the militia! I don't think I can track him through the market! I'm gonna have to find another way round! Be advised! I'm about half a clinging to the market! I can see Bowen's running across the rooftop on the right side! Roger that! I'm allowing him closer to your side of the hill! Keep an eye out for Rojas! He's still making his way across the rooftops!
Ok, já vi!
Sir, I've got Rojas in my sight! I can go for a clean leg shot! We can end it here! Negative! We can't risk it! Do not engage! Bullets! Roger that! Roach, I spotted Rojas! He's making a run for it! He's headed your way! Don't shoot! We need him alive and unharmed! Roach, we're gonna cut him off in the stomach! Keep pushing him that way! Go! Go!
Inimigo à frente! Mata ele!
Go! Go to that motorcycle! Hands on Rojas! Wait! Shit! No, he's not! Take it to the right again! Roach! You see him? Do not shoot him! I need him unharmed! Roach! Keep pushing off the hill! Don't let him double back! Roach, he's on the move and headed your way! Go! Go!
Ghost, I'm going far right. Roger that. He's gonna get away. No, he's not.
No, this is Bravo 6. We've got the package. I repeat, we have got the package.
Quartermaster Fogg. Bollocks. The skies are clear. Send the chopper now.
San Bravo, we're reading 70 bogeys in your sector. Please verify.
Very funny, Station. That's a big negative, over.
Yeah, might be a glitch in one of the ACS modules.
San Bravo, be advised, running diagnostics to scan for malfunction.
The skies are clear, Station. You've got yourself some phantom dots. Over.
Zulu X-Ray 6, signs in your sector of some 100 bogies. Please advise.
Negatory station. Scope is clear. I don't know what to tell you. Solar interference, heavy sunspot activity today.
Sierra Delta, we may have a minor ACS fault here. Do you have anything on your scope? Sierra Delta, repeat.
I'm looking at fighter jets over I-95! How the hell did they get through?
Stand by, attempting to contact the nearest unit in that sector.
I read you. This is 1st Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment. Sergeant Foley, acting commander of Hunter 2-1. Do you copy? Over.
All stations be advised. Satellite surveillance has been disabled. SOSUS and paid loss rays are inoperative at this time.
Everything east of I-95! My sector's gonna fall into the airport!
This is Hunter 2-1, requesting air support. Over.
Hunter 2-1, all air support is already engaged. Additional ground support is en route to your position, but has encountered heavy resistance. Over.
Roger that, Overlord. Be advised, we have encountered enemy armor and are proceeding on foot. Over.
Overlord copies all. Good luck. Out.
Sarge, did HQ just tell us to go F ourselves?
Pretty much, Corporal. Hold your fire. Don't engage that BTR. They haven't acquired us. Hang right. Stay behind it.
I got a visual on the smoke coming from the crash site. That's where Raptor went down.
We're spotted. Ramirez, use your smoke grenade. Done. Cover him.
Use the cover of the smoke to run past the BTR into the alley. Ramirez, come to the alley. Incoming! Truck, 12 o'clock! On me! Go, go, go!
Tango's in the Burger Town parking lot!
Follow me. Roger that.
Contact to the northeast! Men down!
Herman, give me a sit rep. Where's Raptor?
He moved into the meat locker! Practically bulletproof!
What's his status?
He's still unconscious! You got a medic?
Corporal Dunn, check it out. What else?
We got a supply drop on the roof with an M5 sentry gun!
Ramirez, get to the roof and check out the supply drop.
Heads up, up, ladies. We got trucks to the south.
They're using smoke to cover their advance.
Squad, this is Hunter 2-1 actual. Push the thermal optics if you got them. Incoming from the south. 2 dozen plus foot mobiles.
Cover me, damn it!
Tango's on the roof behind us.
Sarkisian! He's taking cover by the fire truck! I'm tracking him!
Hey, target, you're 3 o'clock.
Roger that, I see him! Sarkisian! Cover me! Coming, north side!
Roger that.
Contact to the north!
Team, we got contact to the north. Team, shift your fire north.
They're laying down Smoke Street to the north.
Roger. Push the thermal if you got it.
Target's near Nate's restaurant!
Have a target. Contact. Hostiles on the roof. Inside our perimeter.
Looks like Ivor's had enough. Corporal Gunn, give me a sit rep on Raptor. Over.
Raptor is secure and stable.
Roger that. Everyone, check your weapons and ammo. They'll be back. 2-1 Delta, be advised. 2 BTRs coming in from the north.
Roger that. I have a visual on an enemy UAV operator remote piloting those missiles. He's inside that diner to the west, over.
Ramirez, get over there and kill that SOB. I'm sending part of the squad to help you out. Go!
Foot mobiles taking cover by the diner window! Target acquired! Cover me!
Ramirez, neutralize that enemy armor!
Target 2 o'clock!
Nice work, team. Regroup over here.
That's a direct hit, Hunter 2-1. Keep up the fire.
Enemy fast movers! Take cover!
2-1 actual, you still there?
Roger that! New plan!
Good kills, Hunter 2-1. Good kills.
Ramirez! Take your team and secure the burger town. We're gonna move Raptor over there. This location has been compromised. Everyone else, listen up. We're moving Raptor ASAP. Stacked up by the south entrance of Nate's. We need to get the hell out of this building before those fast movers make another pass.
Ramirez! Hostiles inside the cover me! I have a target inside the burger town!
That's a direct hit, Hunter 2-1. Keep up the fire.
Oh no! Cover me! Roger, I'm on it!
Ramirez, we need to move that VIP now. Clear that restaurant. Ramirez, we need to move Raptor now. Clear that restaurant. Squad, be advised. We're gonna move Raptor from Nate's to the Burger Town as a group.
Can't get a shot, he's out of my line of sight!
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Go, go, go!
I'm moving! I got it!
Stone, team, this way! Let's go, let's go!
Keep these guys off of
Good
me!
kills, Hunter 2-1. Good kills.
Tango down. On me! Squad, I've cleared to the Burger Town meat locker. Raptor is inside and secure. The door is shut. You guys keep Ivan out. Friendly convoy is Oscar Mike.
Hunter 2-1. 15 plus Tango is approaching near the diner to the west. Over. That's a direct hit, Hunter 2-1. Keep up the fire. 10 plus KIAs. Good hit. Good hit. Good kills, Hunter 2-1. Good kills. Hunter 2-1, this is Overlord Actual. We are seeing a large group of enemy reinforcements to your north. Over.
Ramirez! Use the remote-controlled Predator missiles! We got incoming infantry! Keep them away from Burger Town!
Oh, man, that's at least 10 more confirms, Hunter 2-1. Good shooting.
Someone just took out our Predator!
That's a direct hit, Hunter 2-1. Keep up the fire.
Be advised! The Predator is offline! I repeat, the Predator is offline! Roger, tracking!
Hunter 2-1, this is Overlord. We got a visual on a pair of enemy attack helicopters headed for your area. Over.
Solid copy, Overlord. Team, take down that helicopter. Go!
Chad, contact, 1 o'clock.
Team, I saw a Stinger missile in that diner to the west.
Changing man. Let's go!
Nice work. That heli is down.
Hunter 2-1, Overlord. Estimate 20 enemy foot mobiles approaching you from the southeast. Over. Hunter 2-1, relay from Goliath 1. You've got an enemy helicopter loaded for bear approaching your area. Over.
Coming in hot. The second helo just showed up. Take it down.
Cover me!
Team, I saw a couple of Stingers on the roof of Nate's. Nice work. That heli is down. Everyone on me! We're getting the hell out of here! Let's go! Let's go! Ramirez, the convoy is just to the south of Burgertown. Get your ass over here! Move! Ramirez, we gotta get back to the convoy. Let's go! This is Overlord. Give me a sit rep, over.
Overlord, Hunter 2-1. Be advised. Precious cargo is secure. Repeat, precious cargo is secure. We're Oscar Mike.
Overlord copies all. Good job. Out.
Squad, we still got 2,000 civvies in Arcadia. If you got a family there, it's your lucky day. We're gonna go save their lives.
Sorry, all lines are busy at the moment. Please hang up and try your call again later.
I can't get anyone on the home.
War has been drawn to the shores of the United States.
Troops already stretched to the breaking point. Scattered all over the world.
The Russians must have copied the ACS module. Got the key to every lock in America.
And they're killing 1,000 Americans for every dead civilian in Moscow. Looks like we're all out of friends.
I know a guy. Let's find a payphone, if they still exist.
All we got out of Rojas is that the only guy Makarov hates worse than Americans is locked up in a gulag.
That's all we've got. If this con's the bait to catch that psychopath, let's hang him from a tree.
Sir, the militia's closing in. Almost 200 of them, front and back.
We're gonna have to fight our way to the LZ. Let's go.
What about Rojas?
Streets will take care of him.
Works for me.
Nikolai, we're at the top of the favela, surrounded by militia. Bring the chopper to the market. Do you copy? Over.
Okay, my friend. I am on the way.
Everyone get ready. Lock and load.
Let's do this! Tango to ground level. Get ahead!
We're gonna get to the helicopter. Head through the gate to the market. Move!
Contact! 4 mobiles on the rooftop. Closing his bar from the south. They're from cover.
Kimo, come in! push through these streets to the market.
Jump down to the rooftop to me and
attention. Go! Gas is very low. I must leave in 30 seconds. Roach, we're running out of fumes here. You got 30 seconds. Left! Left! Turn left and jump down. Come on! Jump on it! Nikolai, we got him! Get us out of here! Where to, my friend? Scout us in summer.
Someone turn off that damn TV. My task force is out of the country. I'm commandeering your unit, Sergeant Foley.
Yes, sir. All yours, sir.
I've requisitioned a Striker from the 8th Armored.
Honey Badger's a mean bitch, sir.
She'll walk you in. The Russians are burning through our defenses and our intel. Can't let them take this corner.
Just point it out on the map, sir. They won't take it.
Hunter 2-1, this is Hunter 2-1 actual. Our evac choppers are taking heavy losses from ground fire. We gotta destroy those AAA positions so they can get the rest of the cities out of here. Let's go! Everyone, move up! Squad, protect the Striker. Watch for foot mobiles with RPGs. Get off the streets! We got hostiles in the yellow house. Get off the streets! Use the houses for cover! Squad, put suppressing fire on that house!
Badger 1's to Hunter 2, target destroyed.
Squad, they're targeting the Striker. Watch for RPGs!
Badger 1 copies.
Squad, put suppressing fire on that house! Get out of the streets! Move up! Strike them through the houses! Go! Go! Go!
Badger 1 to Hunter 2, area suppressed. Badger 1, engaging yellow house.
Enemies in the gray house! Squad, we got hostiles in that gray house! Take them out! Squad, move up through these houses! Let's go! Let's go!
Badger 1 to Hunter 2, target destroyed.
Move up!
Badger 1 holding position. Stand clear, we're rolling.
Foot mobiles by the apartment! Enemy foot mobiles by the apartment! Take them out! Let's go! Let's go!
All Hunter teams, this is Badger 1. Take the target, over.
Squad, take out the sentry guns!
Badger 1 holding position.
Hunter 2,
Badger 1. This
We're
is
on
Badger
out.
1. Our anti-missile system cannot handle the volume of RPG fire. We need your team to thin them out. How copy? Over.
Take out that sentry gun!
Badger 1 copies. Engaging your target. Nice work, Hunter 2-1. Thanks for the assist. Badger 1 to Hunter 2. Target area suppressed. 2, target destroyed. Hunter 2-1 actual. Overlord, give me a sit rep, over.
We just passed the enemy blockade at Checkpoint Lima. Now proceeding into Arcadia. Over.
Roger that. I have new orders for you. This comes down from the top, over.
Send it.
Your team is to divert to 4677 Brookmere Road after you have eliminated the AAA.
Solid copy, Overlord. Divert to 4677 Brookmere Road once the guns are destroyed. Got it.
Check back with me when you've completed your main objective. Overlord out. Negative. That's an invalid target. Over. Let's go! Let's go! Target is out of range.
Mission received. Artillery inbound. Coordinates confirmed. Firing.
Overlord. Hunter 2-1 actual. AAA has been neutralized. We're heading to 4677 Brookmere Road. Interrogative. What exactly are we looking for? Over.
Sergeant Foley, this is General Shepard. Your objective is to extract a high-value individual from a panic room on the second floor of that house.
Yes, sir.
He'll be expecting you. Challenge is Ice Pick. Countersign is Phoenix. Get him out of there. Report back to Overlord. Shepard out.
All right. You heard the man. 4677 Brookmere Road. Move! Ice pick! Something's not right here. Check the panic room. Move! No sign of forced entry. Ramirez, get that briefcase. What's left of it?
Sarge, check out these tats. Not your average trooper, boy.
Sure. Get a couple of photos for G2, and check the bodies for intel.
Who up?
Shepard's not gonna like this. Overlord, the HBI is dead.
Seems we're headed the wrong direction, sir. Shouldn't we be coming back to the fight?
Plenty of fight to go around, McTavish. Glad you made it out of South America. You're meeting up with the 6th Fleet, leading the counterstrike. Prisoner 627. We believe that's who Makarov's got the mad on for, but we can't get to him.
Oil rigs, sir?
Russians are using them as SAM sites. Oil workers are human shields, so we can't just blow up the rigs wholesale. And this one is the least defended. Boys, I know I'm sending you into the meat grinder on this one.
They're defending it, so it means we want it. Especially if it gets us to 627.
USS Chicago, actual to dry dock shelter. We have a go. TDS hangar flooded. Full pressure. Begin deployment. Team 1 SDV is away. Hotel 6, bearing 019er. USS Dallas deploying Team 2. RV at the objective. Hotel 6, depth 20 meters. Team 2 at the objective.
We'll take them out at the same time. On your go. Two hostiles down in Section 1 Alpha. Moving up to Section 2.
Roger that, Hotel 6.
Keep it tight, people.
Go, visual water right.
Free to engage. Suppress weapons only.
We're clear. Civilian hostages at your position. Watch your fire.
Roger that. Team 1 moving to breach. Clear. We're clear.
Roger that, Hotel 6. Team 2 will secure an evac. Get topside and find the rest of the cities.
Okay, move upstairs. Control, we're advancing to deck 2. Eyes open. Watch your sectors.
Enemy helo patrolling the perimeter. Keep a low profile, Hotel 6.
Roger that.
Enemy helo, get down.
Okay, move.
Hotel 6, more hostages are at your position.
Copy that. Clear. Clear.
Control, all deck 2 hostages secured.
Enemy radio. I think we're gonna have company, sir.
Set up a plan B. Get some C4 in those bodies. Go.
C4, place, sir.
Get to an elevated position. We'll ambush them when they discover the bodies. There's the patrol. Hold your fire until they're closer. Stand by. Stand by. Plan B. Do it.
Control, this is Hotel 6. Our cover's blown. Copy that. Intel still indicates hostages and possible explosives on the top deck. Your team needs to secure that location before we can send in reinforcements to handle the SAM sites. Over.
Roger that. We'll call in for Exfil at LZ Bravo. CENTCOM needs us to take the top deck ASAP so they can send in the Marines. Move. Ghost, move. Target at just 3 o'clock.
Hotel 6, hostages from lower decks are being extracted by Team 2. Proceed to the top deck ASAP to secure the rest. Over.
Copy that. We're working on it. Out. Ghost, target at 1 o'clock. Tango down. Enemy helicopter, get down, get down! Oh, cover me! Got a full we got the mic. We got a man down! Tango down. Split up. We can flank through these hallways. We're getting shredded by the chopper. We got some RPG for rocket. Take it down. Cover me. Contact in the fuel container. I have a visual. Ghost. Cover me. Copy. I'm on it. Roach. I've got target down the sector now, Christ. We've got to neutralize that helicopter. Keep an eye out for heavy artillery and take it down. I see movement. Deliver strike. Target neutralized.
Take down that chopper. Look for some rockets.
Let's go. Those hostages aren't going to rescue themselves. Move up. They're popping smoke. These guys have thermal optics. Stay clear of the smoke. Ghost. Hostile spotted by the long red dumpster. Got eyes on target.
Hotel 6, be advised. Hostages have been confirmed at your location along with possible explosives. Over.
Copy that. All teams check your fire. Don't know what's behind these doors.
charge on the door. We'll hit the room from both sides. Clear. Room clear. Control. All hostages have been secured. I repeat, all hostages secured. Proceeding to LZ Bravo. Over.
Good job, Hotel 6. Marine reinforcements are inserting now to dismantle the SAM sites. Get your team ready for phase 2 of the operation. Out.
Hunter 2-2, this is Punisher Actual. Go flat secure. All EOD teams are cleared for landing. Punisher at all flights in the vicinity of grid 255202. Local airspace is secure. I repeat, local airspace is secure. Proceed on course to target area along route November 2.
Punisher, this is Hunter Actual. Hunter 2-2 is moving to secure the SAM site at the southwest corner of main deck. Hunter 2-3 is proceeding towards the Derrick building to disarm the explosives.
Punisher Actual to all strike teams. All SAM sites neutralized. Repeat, all SAM sites have been neutralized. Blue sky in effect.
6 fleets mopping up. Time to move in. Long history of this building. Not much of it pretty. It started out as a castle with an actual dungeon, built to withstand any siege. The building survived every brutal winter. The occupants, they weren't so lucky. The monastery didn't survive the purges. Over the last century has played host to anyone the government didn't want but couldn't kill. The place is filled with living casualties of the last war, which I swear I thought we'd won. And I suppose it's all a day at the races. You back the losing horse and this is where you end up. 627's the piece of meat Makarov wants, so let's cut him loose.
Seconds.
Hornet 2-1, this is Jester 1-1, flight of 2 F-15s, 4 harms for the section. Stand by for SEAD, over.
Solid copy, Jester. Go get him.
Good tone, Fox 3, Fox 3. Good kill. Hornet 2-1, you're cleared all the way in. Good luck, out.
Hornet 2-1 copies. 2-2 copies all. 2-3 solid copy.
All snipers, this is McTavish. Stand by to engage. Stabilize. All snipers, clear to engage. Shift right.
Shifting.
Stabilize. Shift right.
Shifting.
I see 4 hostiles on the next tower. Get those fighters to cease fire immediately. That was too close.
I'll try to buy you some time. One man in a gulag doesn't mean much to the Navy at this point.
Bloody Yanks. I thought they were the good guys. Ghost, cut the chatter. Stay frosty.
Second wave going in. Stand by. 10 feet. 2-1 touching down the target. Team 1 is deployed. Going into
Go!
3 going into over. Otherwise, never cover over. 5-3, this is 2-1. Solid copy on all.
Animal, I got a runner on the roof of the 2-story building.
Is in position for gunfire.
627 and get out. Check your corners, let's go!
That's a control room up ahead. I can use it to find a prisoner. I'll tap into the system and look for the prisoner. It's gonna take some time.
Copy that. Roach, we're on cell duty. Follow me.
Still clear. All right, I'll patch this. I'm tracking your progress on the security cameras.
Prisoner 627?
Negative, but I've got a searchlight tracking hostiles on your floor. That should make your job easier.
Stay sharp. The prisoner may be in one of these cells. Ghost, we've had a security door. Get it open.
Working on it. This hardware is ancient.
Ghost, you opened the wrong door.
Roger, stand by. Got it!
That's better. Let's go!
Sheriff, cover me. Roach, take him out. Cell 4D is clear. The cell's clear. Move.
Talk to me, Ghost. These cells are deserted.
Got it! Prisoner 627's been transferred to the east wing. Head through the armory in the center. That's the fastest way there. I can't get a shot.
Squad, put the armory down there. Move! See anything you like?
Bad news, mate. I'm tracking 3. No, 4 hostile squads converging on your position.
Let's go. We're too exposed. Ghost, open the door!
Bloody hell. They've blocked it from the hard line. I'll have to run a bypass.
They're already here.
Be advised, you got more tangos headed your way.
We're gonna need more cover. Grab a riot shield.
Almost there. Routing through the auxiliary circuit.
Go, go, go! Use your riot shield to draw the fire.
Target R6. Target neutralized. Sheriff, cover me. Roger. Smoke's up. He's in the open. I got eyes on target. Changing mag. McTavish, cover me. Copy that. I'm on it. Ghost here. Recommend you bypass the lower floors by rappelling out that window.
Copy that. Roach,
Captain McTavish, last floor clear. We'll link up with you at the bottom. The camera feed in solitary confinement is dead. The power must be down in that section. Roger that. Squad, switch to night vision. Rocket, they're breaking from cover. I have a target. Contact at 12 o'clock. I can't get a shot. This one's empty. This one's empty too. Clear. Clear. This one's empty.
The Navy isn't in a talking mood right now. Stand by. Bravo 6, they've agreed to stop firing for now. Keep going. I'll keep you posted. Out.
McTavish, hostile behind those pipes. Eyes on target. The old shower room's about 30 feet ahead of you on the left. You'll have to breach the wall to get in.
Roach, find the breaching charge in the wall. We're taking a shortcut.
McTavish. Cover me. Rocket, flip over in the open. I have a visual. Rocket, hostile in the locker room. Left side.
Grenade to detonate behind him.
Rocket, breaking for cover.
Man down.
Contact your 4 o'clock. Cover me. Roger that, I see him. Bring out. Cover me. Contact west. Grenade! Get out of there! Pieces. Contact 12 o'clock. Copy. Target deployed.
Use the lockers for cover. Hole in the floor on the far side of the shower. Follow me. Let's go.
McTavish, he's in the open.
Got eyes on target. Ghost, we're in the old tunnel system heading south-southwest.
Okay, keep going along that tunnel.
Talk to me, Ghost. I don't want to be down here when those ships start firing again.
Keep going. You're almost there. I'm detecting 2 heat signatures. One of them should be prisoner 627.
Drop it!
Nice. This belongs to you, sir. Who's so?
Come on! We're gonna get out of here! Move! Move!
Bravo 6, be advised. They started the bombardment early. Get the hell out of there now.
building and provide support. Out.
Everyone, move up! Get out of the kill zone! We gotta buy some time for those cats back birds. Overlord, 2-1 action. We're speeding west with no adjacent support. Friendly people from BCT-1 to hold ass past us.
Roger. Brigade Combat Team 1 has already peeled off an LAV to provide suppression. Over. Hunter 2-1, this is Overlord. SEAL teams are maneuvering into position on the northwest corner of the target building. Link up with them on the top floor and eliminate enemy fire teams. Over.
Alright, BCT-1's LAV has them suppressed. Get ready to move on my mark. Ready! Go, go, go! Move up, move up! Go, go! Use your grenade launchers! Contact inside our balcony! Move in! Ramirez! Targets on the balconies! Push forward! Move!
Overlord, this is 2-1 actual. Be advised, we're inside and proceeding to the upper floors.
Roger. Overlord copies all.
Doorway, right side! Bluebell! Contact at your 5 o'clock! Tracking target!
Fire team has been suppressed in Section 1 Alpha.
Solid copy, 2-1.
Overlord, this is Hunter 2-1 actual. Proceeding to the mezzanine. Tell the LAV from BCT-1 to hold their fire. Over.
Copy that, 2-1. Good hunting.
Hostile suppressed in Section 2 Echo.
Roger that, 2-1.
Freaking Capitol building, man.
Hunter 2-1, be advised, hostiles on the southwest corner of the 5th floor are hammering the evac site. Over.
Solid copy, Overlord. We are Oscar Mike to the 5th floor. Out. Enemy fire team eliminated in Section 4 Charlie.
Copy that, 2-1.
Overlord, we're on the 5th floor. Proceeding to the southwest corner.
Copy that, 2-1. I got movement.
Watch your sectors. Check those corners. All Hunter units. I have a visual on the enemy's crow's nest at the southwest corner. Move forward and clear it out.
Overlord, this is Hunter 2-1 actual. We have secured the enemy crow's nest on the southwest corner.
Overlord copies all. The evac site at the Washington Monument reports several transports away, but they are still vulnerable. Can you provide support from your position? Over.
Roger that. We're sitting on a stockpile of enemy munitions. We'll dig in and burn through their ammo. Out. Ramirez, get on that sniper rifle. Scan for targets to the south of the Washington Monument.
All call signs on this net. This is the Washington Monument evac site. We're holding our own. There are blast enemies to the west and are taking fire from that direction.
Hunter Hunter 2-1, be advised you have enemy foot mobiles converging on your position. Stay frosty.
Hostiles in the perimeter! Open fire! Open fire!
Hunter 2-1, recommend you clear out of there. I see a mass of foot mobiles converging on your position.
Negative, negative. I have eyes on enemy armor and helicopters advancing on the evac site from the south and southwest. Ramirez, use some of this ordnance to take out the enemy vehicles. Move!
Site, valuable time. Well done. Now get your ass to the roof ASAP. You're in danger of being overrun.
Roger that. We're heading to the rooftop. Everyone, move out! CEOs on the rooftop and are heading up. Interrogative. Has the Washington Monument site been evacuated? Over.
Negative, 2-1. They're still pinned down by infantry and light armor from the World War II memorial. Doesn't look good from here. Over.
Copy, Overlord. We'll do what we can from the air. Out.
First wave of civilian transports is away. Reaver 2, proceed with second stage evacuation. Litter urgent personnel only.
Overlord! Delta 2-2 is hit, going down!
RPG teams at the World War II memorial. Full entry until they don't get up.
Atlas 2, 3, 2, 4, and 2, 5 are all the way. Ground units at LZ4, fall back now.
Enemy gunship moving on 12 o'clock. War memorial.
Overlord to all units, evacuation order April. I repeat, evacuation order April. Everyone get the hell out of there.
Get your ambulance! Transport now! I'm leaving!
Overlord! We're hit but still in the air! We've got a massive down right ahead of the Department of Justice! We're going in! Take us up! If I don't know, we're taking those time fights with us!
Uplink nearly complete. General Shepard, you're online with Captain Price.
Back from the brink, Captain.
Out of the frying pan is more like it. This world looks more like hell than the one I just left.
We thought we'd recovered the ACS before the Russians could crack it. We were wrong. Then Makarov turned the US into his scapegoat. Next thing you know, there's flames everywhere. What's this image you're sending me?
You want to put out an oil fire, sir? You set off a bigger explosion right next to it. Sucks away the oxygen, snuffs the flame.
Price, you've been locked away too long. Better get your mind right, son.
Shepard, are you willing to do what is necessary to win?
Always.
We got ourselves a pretty big fire. Gonna need a huge bang.
You've been in the gulag too long, Price. Focus on taking out Makarov.
No time, sir. We need to end this war today.
I'm not asking you, Price. This is an order. You're to...
Looks like we lost our connection.
Price, I can barely see Roach shooting my satellite feed. Too much interference. Do you see him? Over.
Roger that, Soap. I've found Roach. He appears to be intact. We're gonna head northwest to the sub-base. Over.
Copy that. The rest of the team landed near Ghost, pretty far to the east.
Tell them to proceed with the mission. We'll regroup if possible.
Roach, follow me and stay outside. Contact. Enemy patrol 30 meters to our front. 5 men, automatic rifles, frag grenades. 1 German Shepherd.
Dogs? I hate dogs.
These Russian dogs are like pussycats compared to the ones in Pripyat.
It's good to have you back, old man.
Roger that. Let's follow them quietly and pick off any stragglers. Patience. Don't do anything stupid. We'll have to take them out at the same time. Convoy coming. Get out of sight. Let them pass. Two of them will stop for a smoke. Take one, I'll take out the other. Good. I'm ready. Let's take them all out at once. You take the handler and his dog on the left. Beautiful.
So our intel was off. The Russians have mobile SAMs.
Roger that.
Have you found us some transport?
I'm working on it. Out.
Incoming! Look out! Follow me! Into the woods! Let's go! Let's go! Slow down. Their vehicles can't follow us this far.
Looks like they're searching for us. Let them pass. Dog patrol. Three-man patrol dead ahead. Take them out or leave them be. Your call. Nicely done. Large patrol at 12 o'clock. Use a suppressed weapon. We'll have to take them out at the same time. Take the two on the right. Well done. We got another dog patrol. Take them out or try to slip past. Your call.
So, what's the status of our air support? Over.
A UAV loaded with AGMs is en route to your position.
Roger that. This ridge is perfect. Roach, take control of the Predator drone.
What just happened?
There's a mobile SAM site in the village. It just shot down our Predator. So, we need another Predator. Roach, let's go.
Check your fire, check your fire. Friendly's coming in at your 12.
Arming AGMs, stand by. Multiple confirmed kills, nice work. Arming AGMs, stand by.
Cover me!
AGM missile is online. Direct hit.
So, we've linked up with Ghost and the rest of the team.
Roger that. The second Predator's almost in position. Make it count. These things don't grow on trees.
There's the submarine, right below that crane.
That got their attention. The whole base is on the left. You'd better hurry. We've only got a couple of minutes before that submarine dives.
We're moving.
Good effect on target. Multiple enemy vehicles KIA. Arming AGMs, stand by. AGM missile is online. AGM missile is online. I repeat, AGM missile is online. Good hit. Looks like at least 3 kills. AGM missile is online. He's done. Arming AGMs, stand by. AGM missile is online.
missiles online. AGM missiles online. I repeat, AGM missile is online.
Cover me from that guardhouse by the west gate. Roger that! Roach, we have to get to that guardhouse by the west gate to cover Price. Follow me!
I'm inside the sub. Cover me, I'll need a few minutes. AGM missile is online. Good hit. Multiple vehicles destroyed. Bombing AGM. Stand by. AGM missile is online. Predator drone is down.
Contact to the north, on the top, next to the sun!
Predator drone is down.
Gentlemen, the missiles vector puts it en route to the East Coast. We will lose the White House.
We've rebuilt it before. We'll rebuild it again.
Casualties?
Possibly 30 to 50,000. Depends on the exact location of the detonation. All systems will go down.
General Shepard, he warned us. We should have listened.
When they speak of this moment, we will not be the ones who stood guard while America died. One man is responsible for all this. Makarov must be brought to light.
Whatever you need, General. We've got a blank check.
Dagger 2-1, this is Overlord. Do you copy? Over. Dagger 2-1, this is Overlord. How copy? Over.
Sir, 3 rounds left!
Corporal, hang on! Defend this position!
Come in, Sat-1. This is ISS Control. Houston's requesting a feed from your helmet cam, over. They want you to look over towards the dark side of the Earth. It should be cresting the horizon about 15 degrees east of the starboard PV arrays. There it is. We're getting your feed, Sat-1. Come in, Houston. Are you getting this? Copy that, ISS. Video feed from Sat-1 is clear. Sat-1, keep tracking the bogey. We're looking into it. Stand by.
Houston, we're not scheduled for any satellite launches today, are we?
ISS Houston, stand by. We may have a problem here.
Houston, this is ISS Control. Any word on...
Russians got us outnumbered. Shit's falling from the sky. We were screwed, man. We were totally hooked.
Get it, Pip Corporal. Our weapons still work, which means we can still kick some ass.
What the hell was that?
They're here.
You going out there? Are you nuts?
It's over. Come on. We still have a water fight.
What the hell happened here?
Oh, man, it's quiet. Is your red dot working? Mine's out.
Mine's down, too. This is weird, bro.
Looks like optics are down. Comms, too. There's not even a street light for blocks.
Wow. Check it out, man.
Damn it. All right. We gotta regroup with whoever's left out there. Corporal Dunn, take point.
Storm! Storm! Oh, we will fire on you! I don't remember the damn countersign, all right? I'm just a runner. Don't shoot!
The proper response is Texas, soldier. What do you got?
Colonel Marshall's assembling a task force at Whiskey Hotel. You guys need to keep heading north. So where are you going then? Tell everyone else. Get to Whiskey Hotel. Go!
You heard the man. Let's go. You're up. Clear. I got our 6. Copy that. clear. Let's go. There's the Eisenhower. Whiskey Hotel's on the other side.
Oh, man, we gotta go out there.
Done. Check the vitals. We'll cover you. Quiet. Got a visual on 3 tangos. Stay low. Move into position. Clear shot. Move up.
What about those guys inside?
What about them?
I got our 6. Go.
It's clear.
I don't know what's worse, man. Dodging falling helicopters or freezing my ass in
Hold
this
your
monsoon.
fire. Are they friendly? I think I see something. I don't know.
Star!
Cover me.
Star!
Say Texas.
Street clear! We're Oscar Mike. Let's go. Move up. Feet dry. Cut the chatter. Ramirez, take point.
Whoa, check out the seal on this door. I thought the president's bunker was under the west wing.
No, that's just for tourists. This must be the real thing. Open it up.
Real or not, man, this place is history. Hope they got out in time.
Hustle up! Get to Whiskey Hotel! Move! Keep hitting them with the 240 Bravos! Get more men moving on the left flank!
Sir, what's the situation here?
You're looking at the high ground, Sergeant! There's still power in the White House! That means we still have a way to talk to Central Command! If we can retake it! Now get your squads moving up the left flank! Go!
roof and stop them. You got less than 2 minutes. Let's go. 90 seconds. We gotta push through.
Soon enough, man. But I know we're gonna burn it down when we get there.
When the time is right, Corporal. When the time is right.
It's been a tough week, gentlemen. We've lost more than we ever dreamed, but we will recover. I've got a blank check, and we're going to use every cent of it killing Makarov. Despite what the world may say, we are not savages. We don't kill civilians. We use precision. There's an evil man hiding in these shadows, and we're going to bring him into the light. Once his face is revealed, we will write history, gentlemen. These are the last safe havens left on Earth for Makarov and his men.
Sounds like we gotta be in two places at once.
Impossible?
Not for the 141.
50-50 chance to take out Makarov, eh? Captain Price, request permission to take the safe house with Roach.
Granted. Soap and I will take the boneyard in Afghanistan.
Very well. We will cut off all avenues of escape. This ends now.
Strange. Could have sworn we ended this war yesterday.
Snipers in position.
Strike team, go. Engage Makarov on sight.
Roger that. Solid copy.
Let's go. Let's go.
Two trucks leaving the target building.
Don't let them trucks get away!
Roger. Firing javelin. Danger close.
Javelin, danger close! Get back on the road! Bloody hell, those trucks are bulletproof!
2 away. Moving vehicles have been neutralized. Be advised, we have not, I repeat, we have not spotted Makarov, and no one else has left the house. Those trucks may have been decoys. Over.
Roger that. We're advancing on the house now. Clear the perimeter! And clear the safe house. Go, go!
Ozone, make sure no one leaves through the kitchen.
Roger that.
Scarecrow, give me a sit rep.
No one's leaving to the front of the basement.
Office clear! Let's go, let's go! Dining room clear! Top floor clear! Roger that, top floor clear! Roach, go with Scarecrow and check the basement for enemy activity. Breach and clear, go! I'm moving. Frag out!
Ozone, contact, 1 o'clock. I can't get a shot. I got you back, Roach.
Basement clear! Copy, basement clear. All clear. Squad, regroup on me.
Scarecrow, photographs.
Roger that.
Shepard, this is Ghost. No sign of Makarov. I repeat, no sign of Makarov. Captain Price, any luck in Afghanistan?
Plenty. At least 50 hide guns here, but no sign of Makarov. Perhaps our intel was off.
Well, the quality of the intel's about to change. This safe house is a bloody gold mine.
Copy that. Ghost, have your team collect everything you can for an operations playbook. Names, contacts, places, everything.
We're already on it, sir. Makarov will have nowhere to run.
That's the idea. I'm bringing up an extraction force ETA 5 minutes. Get that intel. Shepard out.
Roach, get on Makarov's computer and start the transfer. Ozone, you're on rear security. I've got the front. Go.
On my way. Task Force, this is Price. More of Makarov's men just arrived at the boneyard. So, cover me. I'm gonna stop that guy over there and use his radio to tap into their comms. Ghost, we're going silent for a few minutes. Good luck up there in Russia. Price out.
Roach, there's an armory in the basement. Better stock up while you can.
Makarov's men are going to do whatever it takes to keep us from leaving with his intel. We need to protect the DSM until the transfer's done. Use the weapons caches and set up your claymores if you've got any left. Defensive positions, let's go.
Ready to engage.
They're dropping in more troops west of the house.
They must be by the boathouse. Cover the west approach.
We got 2 40s and RPGs in the dining room window, plus L-86 machine guns.
Roger that. Use them to cut them down as they come out of the tree line.
RPG team moving in from the southwest.
Got it. RPG team moving in from the southwest.
Enemy fast attack choppers coming in from the northwest.
I'm in position.
Roger that. Enemy helos approaching from the northwest.
We gotta cover the front lawn. I'm moving to the main windows. I need someone to mine and cover the driveway approach.
Roach, use your claymores on the driveway and pull back to the house.
Hostile neutralized.
That's a kill.
That's one down. RPG team moving in from the east.
Roger that. RPG team moving in from the east.
Sniper team 1 to strike team. Be advised, we've got enemy helos approaching from the northwest and southeast. Got one. Enemy choppers in 15 seconds.
Roger that. 15 seconds.
Hostile neutralized. I'm displacing. You're gonna be without sniper support for 30 seconds. Stand by. RPG team approaching from the west. Solid, copy. RPG team approaching from the west. What the hell was that? Be advised, you have a large concentration of hostiles moving in from the southeast. They just breached the perimeter. I'll try to thin them out before they get too close. Recommend you switch to scope weapons. Over. Roger that. Everyone cover the field to the southeast. Move!
Dropped it. I got eyes on. Here they come. They're in the field to the southeast.
Tango down. Got one. Roach, the transfer's complete. I'll cover the main approach while you get a DSM. Move!
This is Shepard. We're almost at the LZ. What's your status? Over.
We're on our way to the LZ. Roach, let's go! That's one down.
Incoming Ghost! You copy? Does anyone copy?
They're dead, so. Shepard's cleaning house. I'm working my way back to you. Shepard betrayed us. Have to trust someone to be betrayed. I never did. Nikolai, come in. Do you have our location?
Da, inbound Price. But I am not the only one. You've got Shepard's men on one side, Makarov's on the other.
We'll have to take them all out then.
Or let them take each other out. Either way, I'll see you on the other side, my friend.
So, Shepard's trying to wipe out House and Makarov at the same time. Head for Rally Point Bravo to the west. Trust no one. Head for the rally point. Go, go, go! Nikolai, this is Price. Be advised, the LZ is hot. I repeat, the LZ is hot.
Okay, Captain Price. I am on the way. Try to get the situation under control before I get there, okay?
Right, whatever you say, Nikolai. Just get here, sharpish.
So, let Makarov and Shepard's men kill each other off as much as you can. We can use their comms to listen in on their radio traffic. I'm gonna try and contact Makarov. Makarov, this is Price. Shepard's a war hero now. He's got your operations playbook and he's got a blank check. Give me what you got, Shepard, and I'll take care of the rest. I know you can hear me on this channel, Makarov. You and I both know you won't last a week. And neither will you. Makarov, you ever hear the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Price, one day you're going to find that cuts both ways. Shepard is using Site Hotel Bravo. You know where it is. I'll see you in hell.
Looking forward to it. Give my regards to Zakhaev if you get there first.
So, don't get pinned down out there. Keep heading west for the runway area. Nikolai, where the hell are you?
Sandstorms around Kandahar, Captain Price. I have to fly around them. I'm not getting paid enough to crash my plane. Price, I am approaching the boneyard. I see you do not have situation under control. Very unsafe to land. It looks like when I was in Afghanistan with the Soviets.
Nikolai, just shut up and land the bloody plane. We're on our way.
О, первое! Не мне явно не доложает эта работа. Они ракеты сколько стоят. Твою мать! Пизда!
To Nikolai's plane! Keep moving west!
quiet, we're coming in! Vehicles at 12 o'clock! Hold on! So, rookie's down, take the wheel! Aim for the ram!
We got one good UMP. They've got 1,000. We don't even know if Makarov's intel's any good. Price? Price?
The healthy human mind doesn't wake up in the morning thinking this is its last day on Earth. But I think that's a luxury, not a curse. To know you're close to the end is a kind of freedom. Good time to take inventory. Outgunned, outnumbered, out of our minds on a suicide mission. But the sand and rocks here, stained with thousands of years of warfare, they will remember us for this. Because out of all our vast array of nightmares, this is the one we choose for ourselves. We go forward like a breath exhaled from the earth, with vigor in our hearts and one goal in sight. We will kill him.
I'll wait for you at the exfil point. 3 hours.
Don't bother. This was a one-way flight, mate.
Then good luck, my friend. Slava Voga.
Soap, I'm picking up a thermal spike up ahead. The gate must be somewhere over the edge. Hold up. Enemy patrol. Hold your fire. Looks like Makarov's intel was solid. This is it. Good. They're splitting up. Let them separate. This decryption code better be worth the price we paid.
Go ahead, Alpha. Riverbed all clear. Over. Bravo. Sandstorm. Not much to see right now. Over. Zulu. We're starting our patrol east along the canyon. North side access road. Over.
Focus on the group on the right, directly beneath us. Let's take them out first. I'll take the two on the left. On my mark. 3, 2, 1. Dog neutralized. I count 5 tangos down. Alright, we've got to take out the other group before they come back. Move. Quickly, let's move up and take the others. I'm in position. Take the shot. We don't have much time before they find the bodies. Let's keep moving. Here we go. Lock up here.
Disciple 4, Oxide. What's your status? Over. Disciple 4, Oxide. Copy. Over.
Go.
Hey, I'm not getting anything. Disciple 4 at the North Ridge Road. Could be a bad transmitter.
Got 2 tangos down below. Let's go. Tango up ahead. Do not engage. Patrol coming our way. Go left, quickly. Let them pass.
Butcher 7, Oxide. We've lost contact with Disciple 5. Probably just the sandstorm that's rolling in or a bad transmitter. Send a team to check it out. Over.
Roger that, Oxide. I'll send Vincent and Lambert. Butcher 7 out.
Take out the guard having a smoke, or wait for him to move along. 9. Let's go. 2 tangos in this corridor. Hold your fire and stay to the left.
Disciple 5, Oxide. Give me a sit rep. Over.
So,
We've got 2 tangos with tack lights coming down the stairs under that red light dead ahead. I'll take the one on the right. On my mark. 3, 2, 1. Clear. Go.
Disciple 6, we've lost all contact with Disciple 5. Check it out, over.
Top of the staircase. He's mine.
Roger that, Oxide. We're on the catwalk heading to the steam room. Stand by.
Copy that, Disciple 2. Gold Eagle wants a reason for the delay. Over.
Disciple 6, go dark. Breaching clear.
Here we go. Get ready.
Door charge planted. Ready to breach.
Hit it. Breaching, breaching.
Oxide element, sleep left.
Search pattern Echo Charlie. Go.
Door area clear.
Go loud. Open fire.
They're here. Open fire. Stay frosty. Run them down.
Disciple 9, your rear guard just flatlined. Not possible. We just cleared that area. Nobody's that surprised.
Grab a riot shield. We'll need cover out here.
Oxide, Avatar 1, we have unauthorized personnel on the catwalk. I repeat, we have unauthorized personnel on the catwalk. Yes, this is...
Take point with a riot shield. I'll take care of any resistance.
Oxide, Disciple 9, we've got hostile contact approximately 50 meters from the nest. Over.
Good night. We're clear. Move in.
Butcherwood 5, rendezvous with the nest and prepare to escort Gold Eagle to the LZ.
Gold Eagle must be shepherded. We're running out of time. Let's go.
Charges hot in less than 3 mics. Get it done. Out.
They've sealed the control room. Get a frame charge on the door.
All units be advised, this is Gold Eagle. The site has been compromised. I'm executing Directive 116 Bravo. If you're still inside, your service will be honored. Shepherd out.
Override the door controls. Hurry! Run! Keep moving! This place is going low!
Excalibur, this is Gold Eagle. Fire mission. Target package Romeo. Danger close. That's within 100 meters of your position, sir. That's not a suggestion. Send it. Roger. Fire mission. Danger close. Sandstorm activity is picking up here. It's too risky for flight off. Understood. Head for the tunnel. We'll take the Zodiac. Yes, sir.
This is for the record. History is written by the victor. History is filled with liars. If he lives and we die, his truth becomes written and ours is lost. Shepard will be a hero, because all you need to change the world is one good lie and a river of blood. He's about to complete the greatest trick a liar ever played on history. His truth will be the truth, but only if he lives and we die.
They're just around the corner, come on! So, get on the boat!
5 years ago, I lost 30,000 men in the blink of an eye. And the world just fucking watched. Tomorrow, there will be no shortage of volunteers, no shortage of patriots. I know you understand.
Soap. Soap.
It'll hold for now. Come on, get up.
I thought I told you this was a one-way trip.
Looks like it still is. They'll be looking for us, you know.
Nikolai, we gotta get Soap out of here.
I know a place.